Thank you. You all may be seated. Mrs. or Miss Johnson?
Soon to be Miss.
Sir, I was talking to her. Soon to be Miss.
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson.
Yes.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes, I did. The child is now 18. I would like to be relieved of the child support payments. I've fulfilled my obligations in the amicable split that we had. So since the child is 18, I would like to be relieved of child support payments.
And there it is, the part she conveniently left out. This isn't just any 18-year-old leaving the nest. This is a young adult with special needs. And somehow, she thought she could just walk away, as if none of it was her responsibility.
Sir, how do you feel about that?
Ma'am, I don't know what kind of Afrocentrickery she's trying to run up in here, but it costs money to raise a child. I understand he's 18, but he's handicapped. He's special.
$1,800 a month, just on medical expenses. Not for food, not for housing, not for education. Solely for staying alive. And yet, somehow she claims she's met her obligations.
So now we're getting to the meat of it, because that's not what she just presented to me.
Well, she's
just
acting
presented
special
it
right now because she don't want to
Well,
pay
sir,
this
let's
money.
not do name calling. That's not nice.
I didn't call her no names, ma'am. I'm just saying she's acting special. All I know is this. It costs money to take care of this child. I don't have it.
When you say he's special, what type of disability does
He has
he
a
have?
mental disability, ma'am.
Okay. What type of medical bills does he have?
Currently, my bills are running about $1,800 a month. I have a garage. Obviously, by my dress and appearance today, I'm a simple man. But I make a clean living and do what I have to do. But I can only fix so many cars a day and have to put on helmets and change stuff. I don't have the time.
The father's out there working tirelessly to help his child gain independence. Meanwhile, the mother's in court fighting to cut all ties. You couldn't script irony like this if you tried.
Okay, what type of medical expenses does the child have on a monthly basis?
He has rehabilitation.
Okay.
He also has some vocational training skills to help him. We're trying to get him out there on his own a little bit.
Okay.
And he also has a speech therapist that comes in once a week also.
And yet, she's still trying to walk away. The judge is spelling it out slowly, because somehow she still doesn't seem to grasp just how absurd her request really is.
And other than that, is he, does he have any other disabilities or anything?
Not really, other than, her not being around ever.
A reprieve? Did she really just say that? This child's disability doesn't get a reprieve. The father putting in the work every day doesn't get a reprieve. But now that it's inconvenient for her, suddenly she wants one. No, that's not how this works.
That's the only disability that's really got it messed up.
How much is rehab a month?
Rehab a month is $400, ma'am.
400. Okay. Does he go to a special type of school?
No, actually, the state sends someone to him at the residence because it's actually become more of a hindrance to get him somewhere than it is to actually take care of him at the home.
Okay. And you want to be removed from child support, and you hear about all of the care that it takes to take care of your adult child who's disabled, well, has special needs.
Oh, so now she admits the expenses aren't stopping. Yet she still walked in here thinking she could argue her way out of paying. If she honestly believed this was going to go her way, she's in for a brutal wake-up call.
It's good.
I'm going to make this good due to the fact that I have been around, I do contribute, I am there. My job takes me all over the world. Not only I'm an educator, but I also have another son as well too, who is 16. I'm in both of their lives. So therefore, I need a little reprieve because there are certain things that I need to do with cash.
Yeah, 2 years. That's the only relief the father gets. But she wanted out today. Meanwhile, he's the one who still has to figure out how to hold everything together once those 2 years are up. Let that sink in.
Want to
Ma'am,
make.
when I speak, you stop talking, okay?
Sure.
You're doing a whole lot of talking, and you're not saying anything, okay? Your child has needs that this man pays for. Rehab alone is $400 a month. Is this an expense that a doctor has told you that's going to be ongoing in the future?
Yes, ma'am. It's still going to go.
This is the part where the math suddenly gets fuzzy. You can almost see the logic start to evaporate in real time.
She's just worried about her needs.
What about the
people in hell need ice water?
What about the caretaker coming out to the home? Is that going to be something that's ongoing as well?
No, ma'am. That's going to end here actually in about 2.
Whoa, this man just called her out without hesitation. And let's be honest, he knows she's making more money. He's been raising this child while she's been off doing who knows what for the past 2 years.
Years.
Yes,
2
ma'am.
years?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you are asking me to stop paying child support today? You know what? Ma'am, according to the paperwork that you provided, your child support is based on your annual income of $30,000 a year, right?
That is correct.
How much are you making now?
Probably a little more, over 10,000.
So that little over $110,000 suddenly shrinks to $440,000. Funny how the numbers start shifting when the judge starts asking the real questions.
Over that.
You know what? Let me ask him, because I don't think some of the information you're giving me is very truthful. Sir, how much
ma'am.
money does she make a year that you know of?
When we first did the situation, she was making $30,000 a year. Now,
Okay.
by the way we dressed today, obviously one of us didn't come up. So I think somebody might need to talk to somebody or count some beans or something, because I know somebody making a little money ain't me.
She claimed what, exactly? And she really thought she could just waltz in and walk away. This isn't just a weak excuse. It's a flat-out lie.
This garage by myself for 35 years.
But the child lives with you, correct?
Right. Now, I
Ma'am?
keep my other garage.
Ma'am, how much money do you make a year, truthfully?
Truthfully, about 42,000.
Excuse me, another reprieve. Mom, this father doesn't get a reprieve from taking care of his child. He doesn't get a break. But now that it's your turn to pay, suddenly you want one. Unbelievable.
You made more money, and you tried to, first of all, I feel offended that you came into my courtroom and tried to downplay what the situation was, what it was in the first place.
And there it is. She walked in thinking she'd leave scot-free, but instead, she's walking out with a court-ordered bill. That's karma working in real time.
It appears though this child turned 18 and your child support should naturally terminate. That's not what's going on. Your child has special needs that this man has been paying for, and you have gotten a $12,000 raise, in a sense, of salary.
Period of time.
And he, excuse me,
See, that's the reason I got
even
rid of
over
her.
a period of,
Not only did she not get off the hook, but now she's paying even more than before. That's what happens when you try to game the system and fail.
you make more money, and you just heard this man testify that a medical doctor told him that it's going to stop, the care coming to his home is going to end in 2 years.
2 years.
2 years, right? That is a long time.
Allow me a 2-year reprieve so I can do some things that I need to.
Oh, now she wants to double-check the numbers? Maybe if she'd been honest from the start, she wouldn't be sitting here in shock right now.
I don't have
Listen,
a problem
listen.
continuing
The
on
only
taking care of my
reprieve-
child.
The only reprieve you're going to receive here today is to start your child support obligation on a monthly basis.
The math is mathing, and unfortunately, the numbers aren't in his favor. Meanwhile, the mother just dodged paying more, and you can bet she's breathing a sigh of relief right now.
That's where we're going to do.
Is it continued because I've been doing?
Oh yeah, it's going to go up.
Excuse
It's
me.
definitely going to.
Apparently, denial isn't just in Africa. It's here today. Look, listen, sir. Those little innuendos? Cute, but let's leave them at the door. They're not going to fly in here. And Mom, your outbursts? Not impressed. I'm not impressed either. You shouldn't be. You came into this courtroom trying to misrepresent the situation. And at the end of the day, you simply don't want to take care of your child. That's ridiculous. Case closed. She walked in thinking she could just erase her child support payments.
Apparently, denial isn't just in Africa, it's here today.
Look, listen, sir. Listen. Your little innuendos, those are cute, but let's leave them somewhere else. They're not going to take place in here. Okay? They're not going to take place here. And ma'am, your outburst, please. I'm not impressed.
I'm not impressed either.
No, you shouldn't be. You should not be impressed. You came into this courtroom and tried to misrepresent, and you just simply don't want to take care of your child. That is ridiculous.
But instead, she walked out with a court-ordered bill. Play stupid games. Win stupid prizes. Thanks for watching.
Ma'am, so you said you make $42,000 a year. According to my calculation, that's about $3,500 for gross a month. That puts your net resources at $2,948.13. Who carries the health insurance on the child?
That would be me, ma'am.
Both.
Well, the adult child, excuse me. You carry health insurance, and what were you getting ready to say, ma'am?
Both of us.
So the child is equally covered. Okay, great.
Yes.
And I heard you say that you had a 16-year-old.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to base your child support. You get credit for the child that you already have. So your child support is going to be set at $471.08 per month.
Say that again.
$471.70 per month. Understood?
That's clear.
Okay. Is there anything further?
Well, I was hoping, ma'am, if I could get a little boost in that, because the youngest son, he currently is being tested as well for some problems that he may be having.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
this is not the platform for you to be asking for an increase, and you just heard what this woman makes, and you heard me do the calculation based on what it is that she make. No, sir. That's not how these things are done. You cannot get an increase from what she's making. What she makes is what she makes. Child support is based on a calculation. It's that simple. You want to do something later and file something in court once it's been diagnosed what your other child may have, then you can do that. But until then, is there anything further?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. You all may be dismissed.